Is WWE going back to the Attitude Era? New Sasha Banks news, and a current AEW star breaks an old WCW record. This news and more on this new episode of A Shot of Brew. Hey, what's going on, party people? It's your bro, Yellaboi, and I'm back for you, the people, you people, to bring you another episode of A Shot of Brew. This is a shot of news in the world of wrestling entertainment. And hey, before we get started and before I go back to sipping on a little bit of the bubbly, let me let you know to go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe for the channel, Bros, Brews, and Botches. But without further ado, let's hit that news. So first up, is WWE moving back to TV 14? So this week initially reported on July the 14th by Andrew Zarian of the Mac Men podcast. They reported that a memo went out within the USA Network that briefed the change for July the 18th from TV PG to TV 14. However, Andrew Zarian reported a little bit later that the note went out prematurely and the date has not yet been finalized. Additionally, FightfulSelect.com received a conflicting message internally at the USA Network about the change. So for those that believe that this may be the second coming of the Attitude Era and the content that it brings, y'all need to come to a quick hold up. As Fightful Select reported that while NXT has racier content, it is still TV PG, and the content that airs is up to the creator itself. Now, they went on to say at Fightful Select that unlike the MPAA for movies or the ESRB for video games, cable TV shows aren't required to meet a certain standard in order to retain TV PG or move to TV 14. So in layman's terms, for those who ain't getting it, WWE could have rated their content PG back in the Attitude Era. That's what that's saying. Now, granted, input from the networks and sponsors always are taken into effect for this, and there's no specifics that's been made about this alleged change. However, on this past Friday's SmackDown, Pat McAfee made a reference to that change for TV 14 during the broadcast. So more to come. Again, it hasn't been official and a date hasn't been set, but we'll see what happens and see if we move to more racier TV 14. Now, from the possibility of one era returning to the end of an era, quite possibly, there's been new news regarding Sasha Banks cropping up this week. So news of Sasha Banks' real name Mercedes Varnado, being booked to participate in C2E2 or the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. This is the first booking that Varnado has taken since the infamous walkout on Raw back on May 16th. Now, it is to note that this event is not a wrestling event, hence the comic and entertainment. But Fightful.com has noted that several wrestling promotions have attempted to reach out to Varnado. However, it appears that Varnado is not taking any wrestling bookings until January the 1st, 2023. Now, it's unknown as if this is a preference or if this is something contractual, as there still hasn't been any word from the WWE affirming that Varnado has been released. A promoter source for Fightful.com reported saying that, however, they, quote unquote, can't imagine her not being released at this point. Now, in addition to that booking, that non-wrestling booking, additionally it was reported that Varnado had an asking price for $30,000. Now, the only wrestling talents that request more money than that are Ric Flair, Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, and Hulk Hogan. Now, Varnado's asking price was said to be comparable to Sting, bringing back that old Kevin Nash adage of Sting money. So as far as Varnado's partner, or Banks' partner, Naomi, The only new information that we received on her will be a reply tweet from the former WWE Lindsay Dorado. Lindsay tweeted out this past week to Naomi, quote unquote, so Naomi, when we doing some lucha things? To that, Naomi replied with a tweet stating, quote, ASAP, brother, tongue face emoji, unquote. So, again, we don't know if that means that she's leaving the WWE, if it's just something to kind of rile up the fans or what, because they've pretty much been radio silent on their social medias other than a couple of tweets here and there from Naomi. So, as we find out more, you, the people, will find out more. Now, from tag teams in limbo to tag teams in turmoil, we move along over to AEW, where it's been reported that AEW tag team Proud and Powerful, comprised of Santana and Ortiz, has not really been seeing eye to eye. Now, it was confirmed as their former manager, Conan, on his Keeping It 100 podcast. Conan was asked about the duo, where he responded that they were no longer on good terms. Now, this comes as there have been significant cryptic messages from Santana signaling a possible departure from AEW to seek a singles career. Now, Santana did receive a knee injury during the Blood and Guts match, the Dynamite after Forbidden Door, and Fightful.com sources reported that it was an injury to his ACL. He was seen at a show after Blood and Guts on crutches and had reportedly or allegedly talked to a fan and said that he had not had surgery yet, but this hasn't been confirmed, and AEW is notorious for not giving out any information on injured stars. So eagle-eyed fans also are able to notice that since maybe March of this year, early on this year, I'd say, that Santana and Ortiz hadn't been seen standing together or being together on TV. So it's also reported that before he was injured, Santana was taking on singles bookings outside of AEW. So there's been only one update as of today, and that was a tweet this morning that Santana has stated that seemingly he's going to get the cat out of the bag, you guys. But he tweeted, "I'll speak soon." And that was it that he has sent out. No other further information about him or his departure from AEW. Fightful.com did say that there are plans to still keep Ortiz on TV, so we're going to see how that develops as we move forward. It's sad to see Proud and Powerful break up. They did great as a tag team as LAX back in the day. Unfortunately, they just didn't get their come-ups in AEW. No tag team championships, and really it's a shame. But we'll see what happens. Better things, worse things have happened with tag teams, and they've come back together. But we shall see as the days continue. So from an AEW star attempting a singles run to one that is breaking a singles record, Jade Cargill making news this week as she surpassed Bill Goldberg. Cargill surpassed 500 days in her undefeated streak, moving past Goldberg's 462-day undefeated streak to start his WCW career. Now, while Cargill has not defeated Goldberg's winning record of 173 matches, and let's put a big asterisk over that because some of these wins and these matches have been fabricated by WCW back in the day, but we'll still put an asterisk over that 173 matches. She is still undefeated at 34-0, you guys. So she's still doing work. Now, Cargill is on a path to also reach Asuka in the WWE, reach her undefeated streak of over 914 days before she lost to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 34, which I have my own opinions about, but I'm keeping to myself. What makes Cargill more remarkable is that, ladies and gentlemen, she's only been doing this for a year and a half. That's in-ring work. She's only been doing in-ring work for 1 year and a half, and she's completed all of this to this point. So kudos to Miss Cargill, our TBS champion, or That B Show. And also Tony. But she's undeniably a top star in this industry, you guys. I just want to put a shout out to Wrestling Inc. and Sean Ross out for the information for this story. So hopefully maybe we'll see Jade Cargill hit 914, 915 days. Still, we want to see who is worthy to beat Cargill to become that TBS champion. It was thought to be possibly the former Ember Moon or Athena. Now it's looking like they're kind of lining Chris Statlander in that role to defeat Jade Cargill and end her streak. But again, as I've said throughout this entire video, we will see when it comes. All right, so moving along to our final story this week on the Shot of Brew, we have another ex-WWE star or up-and-comer that's been cited on a recent taping of AEW Dark at Universal Studios in Florida. The former NXT star Harlan, real name Parker Bordeaux, made his AEW debut this past weekend. Bordeaux was introduced by the recently WWE released Arya Daivari, which people have seen. Arya Daivari was working as a producer in WWE, but unfortunately they were on him and Axel Curtis were on a trial basis. Mr. Perfect Son, they were on a trial basis as producers. It didn't work out, and they recently let them go. He's now on, which he's been on Dark before, Arya Daivari. He's been on Dark before, but now he's doing the whole stable and doing the whole gig now. And part of that, he introduced Parker Bordeaux. As he said, he's a new recruit to the Trust Busters stable, as he's doing the whole trust fund and he's looking for the richest people, and he introduced Parker Bordeaux. Bordeaux went on to defeat Serpentico. Serpentico can't get a break. He did have a 1-win streak, but now he's back to his ways of losing. It is to note that when Bordeaux was in WWE or in the NXT system, they had hyped him to be the next Brock Lesnar. And then in May, on May 1st, he resulted in getting released with all the rest of the releases on May 1st. So yet again, another WWE superstar prospect that gets pushed to the wayside because of budget cuts. But anyway, you guys, that's all the news for this week. Again, you guys, if you like what you see, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up, liking this video. Remember, this Saturday, Ring of Honor, AEW Ring of Honor brings to you Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. Don't know if you're going to be watching that or not. Then next weekend will be SummerSlam weekend, and hopefully the Bros will have a big treat for you for that weekend. And additionally, you guys, I talked about it at the beginning, we have a new TikTok channel. Please go, if you have TikTok, go follow us, Bros, Brews, and Botches for the TikTok channel. Go follow us on all social medias. For Instagram, at Bros_Brews_and_Botches. Follow us on Twitch at Bros, Brews, and Botches. Follow me on Twitter at Badass Yellaboi, that's BADAZZ_YELLABOI. Follow Over Here Boy on the station on all social media platforms at Over Here Boy, and Darn Good Sausage. You guys, again, thank you. If you like the content, please share it. Please let your people know. We're trying to do big things out here. If you haven't checked out 60 Second Sips, it'll probably be somewhere over here once the thing does its thing. And there's some videos you can choose from, one or the other, whatever you want to do. Thank you for funding me and my trips to the Hamptons, if you believe that or not. It's to you. But until next time, I came prepared. We'll do a shot. So I throw the deuces, and I'll see you next time on A Shot of Brew. Salute.
We'll be right back.